Hey guys, it's Drea. So I have a project pan update video for you with the caveat that this should be the second update, but it's actually the first update. I'm supposed to do these every month and I did film it last month and the footage is just gone. Like I can't find it anywhere and I was so bummed because I wanted to post that video for you to show you guys all the progress. So let's assume going into this video that I did post it because I'm going to be referring to things that I like. This is going to be like a second update and things I added and things I took out. So it's just going to be kind of a mess this time around. I'm really sorry, but the good news is there's lots of stuff happening here. There's a lot of stuff I used up. There's lots of usage on things and there's things I'm adding in. So we'll just do whatever we have to do here. So this is everything that I used up by the end of February. We're now at the end of March. Yes, the end of March, yes. I started this in February, the first month of the year. I didn't project pan at all. Okay, so here's everything that got used up. I have my Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer Deluxe Sample Size. That is where we were when we started the project. So that was used up within a month. I have my Brazilian, what's it called? Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Touch Hand Cream. That's where it was when we started. So that got used up. By the way, this I do like. It's not great for oily skin, so I only use it on my cheeks. This I liked, but I definitely did not think it was worth the price. I think it was like $18 for this little guy. I bought it during the VIB sale and I just really wanted to try it. I like the scent of it, but it's not worth the price of admission at all. This is the all-nighter pollution protection from Urban Decay. That's where we started and it's completely done. I don't think this is any different than the regular all-nighter, and I don't even know what the pollution protection element of this is. Like, it's not an SPF. It just says environmental defense. I don't know, man. Like, it was good. I loved it, but it didn't do anything different than regular all-nighter that I could tell. And then my beloved Spice Spice Baby from Too Faced. This is the La Creme lipstick. It's completely flat. I'm not the kind of person that digs out anything, but you can kind of see the color by, I could still kind of get a little bit off of there. I love this. This is my best Your Lips But Better color ever. And I'm really sad that it's gone and done. Because you can't get these anymore, so I'm really sad. But this is the second full lipstick tube of this shade that I went through. That's how much I loved it. So those were the 4 things that I used up by the end of February. I'm gonna show you what I brought in and also update you on those things at the same time because you'll be able to see the usage as soon as I hold it up. So first thing is this. I added in the Farmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Cream. I talked about this in a hauled it, how was it video, how I wasn't using this consistently enough to review it for you guys, and I really want to. But this isn't the kind of thing that you can overuse. You can really only use like twice a week to 3 times a week. And if you see here by my usage, this is where we started. And this is where we are after a month of use. And I have been using this about twice a week. So this is gonna take a really long time to get through, which is fine because this project is a rolling project pan, but there should be things in it that take longer and there should be things in it that are like fast. So I'm okay that this is gonna take a while. So there is the original and there is the usage after 1 month. This is another thing I added in. This is from Givenchy. It is, did I say that like way too shishi frou-frou? Givenchy. This is the fragrance Dahlia Divine. And I like it, but I definitely do not love it. I marked this with nail polish just because it's not easy to write on glass with Sharpie. That's where it started. I just marked it like a few minutes ago again, so that's quite a bit of usage within 1 month. However, I do not use this all the time during the day. A lot of the time I'll put this on right at night when I go to bed, and I like that. I think it's a nice way to use up perfume that you don't normally love because everybody wants their bed and their bedroom to smell nice, right? So why not put on some perfume right before you go to bed? You're gonna stink up the room usually during the night anyway, you know, God knows what you're doing. Okay, TMI. Next is this. This is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Matte. This is the only mattifying primer I have left in my collection. So here's where we started, end of February. Here's where we are, end of March. I use this pretty much like 5 days a week. So So again, it's gonna take me a while to get through it. I do like it a lot. I think it's comparable to the All Nighter. Only difference is if you see it here, how it's kind of clear and milky at the bottom, you really need to shake it up every time and then it gets milky all over. I think it's rice, whatever that's, like rice crystals, I don't know. That's what gives it its mattifying property. So that's why you have to shake it, whereas with like an all-nighter, you don't have to shake them. So yeah, that's the only difference. The performance to me is absolutely identical. I actually did like an all-day wear test with this on my channel when it first launched. So if you want to see like how it works, you can watch that. And the fourth thing that I had added into this project last month was this. If you've been here for a while, you know this little bugger. This is the Estee Lauder Inside Track Eye Kajal. It was originally double-sided. This side is completely used up. You can see the wood is actually coming through there. So this side is done. This side, however, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like an eye brightening side, and it's so opaque. So I do put it like in my waterline. It lasts okay. Things don't usually last very well for me in the waterline, so the fact that it lasts at all is pretty good. That's the color there. This stuff is so opaque that I can sharpen it once and use it 6 or 7 times. So I have tried to include this in a project pan before, and I am determined to use this up. So last time, the way I'm measuring it is, because I just hate drawing on paper with these things, so I'm just lazy that way when it comes to penning. So what I'm doing is this little lid, when it sits on top of the other lid, this was exactly that size when I started. So it was right up to the top. And now you can see it is just a teensy bit below, and I did mark it on the lid. That's 1 month of use of this stuff, and I've been using it fairly consistently. So again, this will probably take a while to use up, but I'm going to do it because one side is done. I want this out of my life. It's gonna be gone soon, I swear. Okay, in the month of March, I used up fully 2 things, and one other thing is coming out. So let's go through these things now. This is my beloved Smashbox Studio Skin Hydrating Wear. Nope, 15-hour wear hydrating foundation. By the way, guys, it's 9 o'clock. I just worked for 8 hours. Technically, it's 9 hours because there's a 1-hour lunch. Yeah, this is after work, so if I'm not looking completely fresh, that's why. And if I can't talk and I can't think, that's why. Anyways, I love this foundation. I used up the last of it today. So it got to the point where I couldn't pump any more out, but I could still see that there was some down there. So I laid it down last night like this, and this morning I just opened it up and like I tried to scoop it out with this, and I got out as much as I could, and it really was enough, really only for one more use. So it's done fully now. This is where we started at the beginning of February. This is where we were at the end of February, and it's completely gone. I love this foundation. I absolutely will repurchase it again because this is already my 2nd bottle, so I will repurchase it again. Next time I buy it, I want to get 2 shades because I want to get a summer shade. This is more so my winter shade, and this is 1.2. So that is done. The next thing that is done, this is ever so satisfying. Can we hear the angels sing? Don't you love seeing a full empty pan of something? It's so satisfying. This is the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Bali Sands. I have just been using this and loving it for so long. I actually had smashed it all up and repressed it at the beginning of March, and that's the actual stuff that I used up in March. It was the first time I had ever done that, so I think I did an okay job, but it was super soft, so as I used that repressed stuff throughout the month, it would crumble way faster than the original product, so it probably got used up slightly faster than it should have, but that's okay because it was time for this to be done. Like I love this. It's amazing. It's so fun to do that. So that bronzer is gone, finito, out of my life. It's good timing too because that shade is really only good for me like in the winter because it's a light shade, but that's also why I loved it because I can be too heavy-handed with bronzer sometimes. All right, this product, this is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Champagne. So I had put this in my project basically with the thought that I didn't know how long I wanted to leave it in. I was like, I know I want to use it. but I don't want to necessarily hit pan on it, and I didn't, but I did use it to where you could see a ton of usage on it. Now, this was almost brand new when I put this in this project, and you know the ripples in it, well, you could see like how much usage it really got. It's really worn down all through the middle. The more I use this, the creamier this got. Like this almost feels like a cream now. It's such an intense, gorgeous, gorgeous highlighter. I am not a fan of their blushes, or at least wasn't when they first came out. I haven't really tried the blushes since then, and so I avoided the highlighter for a long time, and then when I finally bought it, I was like, oh my gosh, look what I was missing. It's amazing. So I'm not wearing this today. I'm just actually, because like I didn't really plan on filming this tonight, but anyways. I love this. It was in the project all through the month of February. I probably used it 3 or 4 times a week. Like I was using it heavily, and then I kept it in for March. And what I kind of discovered in March was that I really wasn't reaching for it as much. Like I already knew I had worn it down a lot. I was kind of like wanting to use newer things, so I wasn't reaching for it. So I think the best thing for me to do in this project going forward is use one highlighter a month and just see how often I use it, see how much wear I can get on them, and not force myself to hit pan, not force myself to continue using them, because I did enjoy this, but I don't want to make myself sick of the things that I love either. So this is coming out, and I think that's a good goal for me personally, and I think that's what project panning is really all about, is stuff that is achievable for you. And if hitting pan is not achievable for you, then a goal such as using a product 3 times a week, if that's achievable, that's a better thing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll show you in a second which highlighter I'm gonna bring in. Let's move on to the last 3 things that were in here at the beginning of this project. So this is the next thing. This is my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. I was like, did I say that right? This is in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige. Okay, so beginning of February here we were, end of February, and this is end of March. So as you can see, there was not a ton of use in all of March. And really that's because I was really focusing on the Smashbox one more so. And I feel like now I'll be able to focus more on this. I was using this here and there to mix things with, but I think there was maybe only once in the whole month that I wore it by itself, maybe twice. And you don't need a ton of this. I feel like people use way too much of this, to be honest. But anyways, that's where we are. And I think I'll get through it a lot faster now. That being said, I am gonna bring in another foundation. This is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. Again, here's where I'm marking it because I just can't be bothered to get a paper out. So here's where we are. It's a micro tip pencil. Look how little of it is left. The way this is getting measured is from this cap being put right next to it here. That doesn't make any sense. The way this is getting measured is from this cap being put right up against it. So you can see that's where we are. That's where we were at the end of February, and that's where we started. So there was quite a bit of product in here, and I've been using this consistently. Here's the interesting thing about project panning, and something I didn't understand for a very long time. I never wanted to use things that I hated, because I was like, why punish yourself? I hated this brow pencil when I first got it. And brows are something that I don't know, I just don't have as much love for products in the brow category as I do for eyeshadows or blushes or highlighters. Like, I treasure my highlighters, I treasure my eyeshadows, I don't treasure my brow products. So for me, saying, okay, I'm just gonna use this up and get it out of my collection was a lot easier for something that I disliked in this category. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because the point I'm trying to get at is as I use this, I started to enjoy it more. I started to appreciate it more. This took a lot of warming up though. Like, this product was so hard, and you really had to press hard to actually get it to apply for a long time. And once I started using it more and more, I found it a little bit easier to apply. It's still not the creamiest thing in the world, and it's still not the easiest thing to apply in the world, but I started liking it a little bit more. So this is actually what I'm wearing today, and I haven't touched these up since I got home. So I've been wearing this makeup for 13 hours now, and my brow tail's still there. So that's saying something. So I have actually ended up enjoying this product. Would I repurchase it? I don't know, because it was such a pain in the butt for a long time. And then the last of the 10 original things was this, and this is just 2 eyeshadows in here. It's just these 2 right here. This is Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie, and this is MAC, what's it called? I can never remember, Brulee. I have a goal to hit pan on both of these, and I'll give you a close-up. You can see I have supremely dipped into them. You can probably see, just depending which way this turns, I don't know, it's so hard to show you. But I think with this much usage, you really can see that there's dips in both of them. I don't know how much longer it'll take to hit pan on them, but there are some pretty big dips in both of those shades. More so on the MAC one than Peach Smoothie, because I use it to set my eyeshadow primer with almost every day. I did talk about how having this in my drawer all the time will allow me to use more of the shades more often. And in general, I think that's been true, not for the last month, because I've had so many new eyeshadow palettes that I've been wanting to use, but it was kind of true the first month. What I want to do though, and a lot of you have said you want to see this, and I will do it, I just don't know when I'm going to have time, but I will do it, is I want to reorganize this, because I now have 2 Z palettes of like Colourpop shadows, and there's Anastasia, Makeup Geek, and some MAC in here. And I just want to kind of redo a palette, this palette that's going to stay in my drawer, to have things that I'm going to like more in it. Anyway, that'll come at some point, so for those of you that care. Okay, last stuff we need to talk about is the 3 things that I'm going to add in this month to replace the 3 things that came out. So for the highlighter, I'm going to put this in. This is one of the highlighters that Lisa just gave me, and if you didn't see that video, my friend Lisa sent me a whole bunch of her makeup that she wasn't using anymore, and it is such great stuff, and I was so excited about this highlighter, and I have been excited, and I have been using it a ton. This is the Estee Lauder Heat Wave. I love this. It's super intense. Look how beautiful. It's so intense on the cheeks, and I think this is going to be great going into those sunny days. We've been getting such beautiful days here lately. Going into sunny days and just where you're outside and your cheeks just glisten. I'm really excited to use this for the next month. I want to bring in another foundation because the Smashbox one is coming out, but at the same time, I still really want to use this up. So my solution for that is this. This is one of my oldest foundations in my collection, and you can see it's really gross, so I'm just gonna take this off. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir in 610. This is way too dewy for me to wear, to work. Because like I said, 13, 14 hours I'm wearing my makeup sometimes. But I can mix these together, and I think we'll have a magic combination, because this is such a good mixing foundation. This I've mixed with things many times as well. I think they're gonna just work so well together, and I'll be able to use both of them up. And I can also use this sometimes on like days I'm just filming and I don't need a mattifying thing, or like if we're going out at night or whatever. So I'm super excited to use this up, because like I said, I just want to get it out of my collection. It's too old. It's so hard for me to see though. I left this sitting overnight just from last night. I figured by today it would be fine for me to measure, but even holding it up to the light, I cannot tell where it is. So the only thing I can really do is kind of look over here, and I think that's where it is. Whatever, we're gonna use the whole thing up at some point. And then lastly is this. I love this, talked about it 20 million times on my channel. That is an exaggeration, just in case you didn't know. This is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. It's a holy grail. I was thinking like, how low is that getting? And then I decided, let's just take the stopper out. Here's where we are. Like, I'm not gonna mark this in any way. We're just gonna take this and do a little snapshot of it and use this to kind of measure ourselves by, because you can tell, like, there's not a lot in there. Probably, I want to say a month to 6 weeks worth, because I really only use it under my eye. I don't really use it on my entire face, but I use it under my eyes constantly, and it's so good. I will eventually repurchase it, but again, this is getting old too. So even though it's a favorite, it needs to get used up. So there's the 3 things I'm adding. I am super excited about this project. I love this element of rolling. Like, this is the best thing about this project to me. Last year I was just doing that like 10 or 20 things or whatever for the full year. This is so much better because it's constantly new stuff coming in, and that's what I need in my life. I love rotation. So things go out, things come in, things go out, things come in. It's gonna be great. If you are not subscribed, definitely subscribe, because I swear, next month, every month, there will be a video update and there won't be any more lost footage. I was so bummed about that. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope that this wasn't overwhelming, all this information in one video. But if you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. I will see you in my next video. I hope you're having a great day. Bye guys.